You can see I have my elements spread out here already pre-cut, and prior to filming I laid them out the way I want them on the page and took a picture as a reference, so I'll keep that picture off to the side just in case I need it. When I lay it out on the camera, it's not necessarily exact, it's not necessarily perfect. Sometimes I change things around a little bit, and anyway, let's get started. So here is day 1, day 2, day 3, and then we'll be doing day 4 here. I'm going to start with these background pieces that I pre-cut. I leave a little bit of a margin here so that when the notebook is closed, it will close nicely. This is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it'll probably end up about like that. And if I glue these pages all the way, or the backgrounds all the way into here, you're not going to be able to close the notebook very well, and you're going to damage your collages over the long term. So I always like to leave that little margin. So let's get started. I'm going to use my favorite Elmer's purple glue stick. These are washable. The purple disappears after it dries, so it makes it nice and easy to see where you've applied the glue, but it's not going to leave a bunch of residue or ickiness in places that you don't want to see it in case you accidentally go over your margins. So you've got one side here. When I was deciding what to collage today, I was going through a bunch of magazine cutouts and pictures that I've been collecting for quite some time, and I came across this page that it looked like rain. And since we are experiencing a lot of smoke and wildfires in Oregon and really the whole West Coast, a lot of us are really hoping for rain. The last forecast I saw said that we should be getting some next week, which I hope is indeed the case, although I also saw that while rainfall will help with the fires for sure, it might temporarily make our air quality a little worse, because I don't know if you've ever had a campfire. When you go to put it out by putting water on it, it creates a lot of smoke, so we may temporarily have an increase in smoke in the air. But you know what? If it rains and that helps the wildfires, a little bit more temporary discomfort is not a terrible thing. Alright, I've got my backgrounds done. My phone turned off here, so I'm just going to restart that so I can reference my picture. Alright, we're going to work on this side first. I've got a little sun here that I know I'm going to put up in the corner, but I want this raindrop that I cut out to go below it. The raindrops that I cut out and the clouds that you'll see in a moment match or come from the same set of images as some elements I used on a previous collage. They go with these little segments here, and so I thought it would be fun to continue using them basically until they're gone. I'm gonna glue down my sun. I already know I'm gonna go off the page with my sun. I'm gonna put it offset some. I'm gonna go back in later once everything else is down, and I'll trim off the excess right here. I would keep it there, except then I would leave it for some interest, but then it will be hard to store my little notebook. All right, let's see. I'm missing an element, I think. Oh, there she is. It was hiding behind the glue. Another little raindrop. This one's also going to be a little bit off the page. I'll just trim it when I'm done with everything. I want it to be hanging down like it's dripping down from the sky. There we go. I've got these two little houses, well actually 4 little houses and buildings. I have several more that have blacked out or grayed out windows, but I really wanted to have only houses with lights on in this collage. I thought that would be really cute. I love lights on during the holidays. I love the coziness of a well-lit house during the holidays. I saw a quote the other day that said something about you might as well put up your Christmas tree, Christmas decorations, and go ahead and order all the pumpkin spice lattes and everything pumpkin spice and just do whatever you want because it's 2020 and who cares anymore. While I don't necessarily agree with the who cares anymore sentiment, I do like the idea that in the darkness of what's been happening this year, do some things that make you feel happy and warm and cozy. And if that means putting up your Christmas decor, do it. I have a set of string lights that I got from IKEA on my patio door that I've been turning on every night, and I've been leaving them on a little bit longer than I normally would. I've got a little globe shaped lamp that I've been keeping on because I really like the glow. And that glow and the feeling, the emotional feeling of warmth that I get from those things makes it worth turning them on when it feels like so much of the world is so crazy. So find little ways to make your life feel a little bit better amid all the uncertainty of the world. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're not hurting anybody else and you're making yourself feel better and maybe making your family feel a little bit better through it, then go for it. All right, I used my adhesive runner. It's Tombow permanent adhesive to attach this piece, and I kind of wish I'd used it on the little raindrops. It would have been a little easier to get those down, but I didn't. All right, let's move on to the other side. So I've got a couple of these little cloud elements, some more raindrop elements, and let's get these down. Again, I'm going to go a little bit off the page with these. And you know what, I think I'm just going to switch to the adhesive tape runner. There's just something so satisfying about using these tape runners. Let me know in a comment if you use an adhesive tape runner or if you use the tape runner style whiteout. I have a friend who, no matter what he does, he just insists that he can't manage to make the tape runner style whiteout work. Just can't figure it out somehow. Let me know if you are the same. Are you able to use those types of things, or do you find it difficult? I find it so satisfying. And honestly, I kind of like the noise that it makes too. Alright, one cloud, one raindrop. Let's do the next raindrop. Second cloud. Well, I wish I'd done that raindrop a little bit lower. That's the thing about the adhesive versus the glue stick. I can't pull this back up without ruining the page behind it, so I'm a little bit stuck. So I'll just move my cloud from where I initially planned to do it instead. No big deal. It's a collage just for myself. So if it doesn't work out perfectly, it's okay. Mistakes happen, and that's quite alright. Sometimes a little mistake makes it better. I actually kind of like the clouds a little more like that than my original arrangement. I'm not just saying that, I really do actually think it looks a little bit better. Okay, two more little houses. But I do think that I'm gonna change where I initially had them. Maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Sometimes you set out a plan and you make a change either intentionally or accidentally. It's not a big deal, just go with it. This little house I'm actually gonna put into the margin. It's a tiny little bit, so it shouldn't make a huge difference. This little house over here. The rest of my little sentiment. We're going to trim off the excess on these and round the corners. And then we'll be done. I like a little art project that doesn't take too long, that allows you to get creative without too much worry. It's just for myself, so what it looks like in the end doesn't really matter to anybody, or well, if it matters to you, well, whatever. What I mean to say is it doesn't really matter to me what anybody else thinks about it, because it's for me. I'm not putting this in a show anywhere. I'm not giving it to anybody as a gift. I'm not doing it as a commission. I'm doing it literally just for me. Trimming off that little excess on the sun. If this was a bigger, thicker book and I had lots of elements already off the page on other pages, I probably would have kept the sun intact, because it did look pretty cool having those rays off the edge, but that is not the case, so I'm not doing it. And we are almost done. One little last bit here that I somehow missed. All right. There we go. It is easy to be kind. I firmly believe that. I hope you have a great day whenever you are watching this. Remember to be kind to somebody and be kind to yourself. One of the ways I'm kind to myself is by creating and crafting every single day. It fulfills my soul. And I hope you'll come back tomorrow. Hit subscribe, hit like, do all the things everybody on YouTube tells you to do, and I'll see you soon. Bye.